So let me start today's topic, that is on challenges faces by the teachers. Let me present you. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today's topic is challenges the teachers faces in the classroom. See, classroom challenges are one of the adequate problems faced by the teachers, and a good teacher has the courage to overcome all these challenges bravely. Some of the common challenges teachers face. Can any one of you say what are the challenges that the teacher face?
Ma'am, they have a lot of paperwork to do, like assignments, then evaluation of the kids, and project work as well.
Yes. See, first is your lack of time. What is this lack of time? See, uh, if you take Indian perspective, classes does not run more than 40 to 45 minutes. If you take international perspective, classes sometimes runs for 60 minutes. Even it extends to 90 minutes. Okay, so in contrast to earlier times, teacher can now simply complete their course and evaluate the students. Today's situation is more difficult. In classroom, they will have to manage several different duties. A few of them includes adapting the subject to new demands, editing materials, presenting content, coordinating field trip, and introducing new creative techniques to meet current educational trends. Due to a shortage of planning time, teachers find it extremely difficult to manage various jobs. The strain of having to prepare, plan, and carry out duties that are required of them is increased by lack of time. Moving to the next slide, that is a lots of paperwork. So the administration of the school frequently assigns them additional tasks in addition to creating high quality lesson plans, such as psycho educators, social worker, counselor, and many more. So, one of the significant classroom problems they must manage in addition to taking notes is the creation of trustworthy statistic and the creation and updating of students' growth indicators. Such a large amount of papers work consumes a lot of their free time. To handle everything without inviting criticism is really difficult for them. Their health may suffer, and many people are having trouble simply maintaining a healthy work life balance. Next is your performance pressure. There are now fierce rivals in every industry, like in the past, and in the teaching profession is no exception, right? So everyone is constantly pushed to produce their best effort because a better applicant is ringing at the doorbell. School administrators are under a lot of pressure to perform well each and every time without pointing fingers. A teacher is now held responsible for the class's victory. Which is related to the percentage of the results, the lines of the students' growth indicators, and even the class disciplinary issues. Teachers will be under a lot of performance pressure since they will be held responsible for a variety of duties besides providing high quality instructions. Next is balancing diverse learning needs. Any school will have a variety of pupils with different learning styles and needs in each classroom. It will be quite difficult to satisfy each of them in the same way when implementing a specific curriculum. Teachers are experimenting with different teaching methods nowadays to accommodate the fast and the slow learners. We all know that class is of heterogeneous. So in a class, there are some students who are fast learners and also the slow learners. So, as a result, they will have to use a lot of innovations and different tactics, which calls for more preparation time. It will, of course, be an empowering experience for your career and for the benefit of the classroom as well once you learn how to come out of it. Moving to the next slide is handling too many masters. Of course, they are surrounded by a variety of masters, including parents, pupils, and school administrators. It can be very difficult for them to please everyone in the same um, state. So it can be difficult for them to do their jobs if their management is not helping them. Their students lack teamwork and their parents complain without trying to understand the situation. So, moreover, these masters may argue or even fight and adopting a position to resolve the conflict. They will occasionally have to choose between the fairness and the survival. Next is apathy. Many young people do not see the value of education. Often, students fail because they lack the motivation to work up to their potential. These students are the most frustrating to teachers. One strategy teachers can use is to try to find out what their students are interested in, and they can try to help them to form their goals based on their interest. Here, teacher needs to encourage their students to think about how their actions will affect in their future. They can help them with the counseling also. Next is the most important thing, that is the disrespect. Disrespectful behavior in schools across the country is widely recognized. Young students see the examples of disrespectful attitudes towards the teachers on televisions and in the movies also. To combat these negative portrayals, teachers need to encourage the parents to become involved in their children's education. Building rapport with the parents will encourage them to teach their children to respect their teachers and value their education. So, as a teacher, how do you deal with these disrespectful students? Simply, you can maintain eye contact with the student and wait. Let them complete their words, leaving no doubt about what was said, how it was said, and who is responsible for saying it. Let them end it. Listen patiently and then come closer to the student and listen what is the problem with the child. Some students and teachers begin to share a good relations from the start, while others require time to develop. So there are a lot of reasons for the poor bond between the students and the teachers, which ultimately results in students disrespecting their teachers. There comes the roles of the teachers to act as a buddy and mentor to guide the students in the right direction with a positive approach. Disrespecting teachers is highly unacceptable as the values of respect and obedience are imbibed in the educations of the students. Disrespecting teachers include a lot of activities like refusing to follow the instructions, behaving in the other way around, not listening to the not listening to the teacher what the teacher is saying in the class, giving them a rude answers, and sometimes even confronting the teachers. Sometimes the students even start disputing with their teachers. They start throwing their books or knock at the table to show their disgust, which is utter disregard to their teachers. The students misbehaving with their teachers affects the effectiveness of teaching and also prevents the learning of the whole class. If one student disturbs the class hampers. Additionally, such a behavior ultimately results in a poor academic performance and instigates delinquent behavior among the students. There are lots of reasons which lead to students disrespecting their teachers. Sometimes the teachers are also responsible and do certain things which provoke the students to misbehave. Sometimes the students themselves are responsible for their bad attitudes. So let's discuss the various reasons for this attitude among this type of students. So all the students differ in their skills and capabilities and can't produce expected results all the time. Different students have different family backgrounds, maturity levels, thought process, personality, and so on. So it is the responsibility of the teacher to practice personalized educational techniques as per the needs of the students. For example, there might be a student who never responds in the class. The teacher might think that the student is apathetic and treat the student harshly. But in reality, the student might be a visual learner who doesn't appreciate the contemporary teaching style. A teacher failing to understand these concepts ends up making a poor relation with the particular student. Some teachers are so strict that they punish the students physically with sticks and misuse their powers and position. They criticize the students in front of the whole class and sometimes make personal comments too. When the teachers bully the students for not completing their homework or other similar reasons without listening to the genuine reasons of the students, even the good students start hating those teachers and start disrespecting them. It's been found under a lot of circumstances that the teachers tend to be too friendly and amusing with the students. It reaches to such an extent that the students start crossing their professional limits and start taking the teachers for granted and end up disrespecting them. So both the things can happen. So in the current world of social media, the students are connected with their teachers on Facebook, WhatsApp, etc., which makes the teachers start disrespecting them. Some students think too high of themselves because of the prominence of their parents in their society. They do whatever they wish to do at their homes and want to continue the same in the schools. When the teacher interrupts them, they feel offended and misbehave with the teachers. There are a lot of remedies to solve this problem. Both the students and the teachers need to take initiatives to form good teacher student bonds. The teacher should devote first day of the class to a setting his or her expectations from the students and guide them to have a perfect behavior in the classroom. The teachers should also invite the students to share their opinions regarding the course and expectations. The teacher should start making the discipline rules with the consent of the students. The ultimate power remains with the teacher at the end of the day. The teacher should try to engage the students in the class. The teacher can make use of the time before and after the class to guide their behavior in the classrooms. Teacher can also makes more with the students by scheduling lunches with the students in a small groups in turns and make students respect the teachers. They should also ask for feedback from the students to know the perception of the teacher among the students and then change the behavior accordingly towards them. The class representatives can be very helpful in sharing the feedback with the teachers. The parents try to satisfy all the desires of their kids. The parents should also remain in constant touch with the teachers and ensure that the children are going in the right direction. A collaborative effort by the teachers, parents, and the students will make the bonds between the teacher and the student strong. Moving to the next slide is a lack of parental involvement. Parental guidance and cooperation with teachers is essential for students' success. However, teachers have a difficult time getting parents involved because many parents lack the skills or stability to help their children to succeed. Often, when parents do see their child's teacher, they are predisposed against him or her because their child has been complaining. Instead of supporting the teacher, parents come in an attacking position to the teacher and try to defend their child's fault. To counteract this behavior, teachers need to let the parents know they are on their child's side and want to help them for their better future. Next one is the cell phone or the mobile. Teachers must compete with cell phones in the classroom in nowadays. The noise of ringing or vibrating phones and students texting their friends are the major distractions in the classroom. No matter how much emphasis is put on eliminating cell phones from the classroom, from the schools, they are here to stay. Some students continue to bring them to class regardless of the consequences. Teachers must deal with these students in the way that are appropriate for the age group they teach. Next is computers. Many classrooms are equipped with computers because technology has become an integral part of the curriculum. Students use them to work on online components of their courses and to write the papers. Unfortunately, many students also use them for personal use. When instructors teach in their computer labs, they need to monitor their students to keep them on task. Next is fatigue. Many students are not getting enough sleep by their own admissions and as are evidenced by their lethargy during the class. They suffer from an overload of activities or stay up too late at night. Sleep deprived students have difficulty concentrating during the class and may appear bored when the real problem is lack of sleep. Teachers need to communicate their concerns with the students and to their parents while they are having a teacher parents teachers meeting. Limited options for the teachers. Teachers have limited options when disciplining the students. Teachers and administrators are sometimes afraid to discipline a child because of the threat of a lawsuit if they handle a situation incorrectly. Teachers need the support of the parents here, school administrators, and the school boards to help them manage their classroom effectively, which can run smoothly. Lack of communication. Effective communication for effective teaching is an important aspect of any teaching learning process. In today's competitive world, demands from teachers to teach better, smarter, and effective. The course contents worth nothing if not communicated effectively. To get it across the students, a teacher has to be very effective in his communication and presentation skills. And effective communication is always stimulating, inspiring, motivating, and adds fuel to the fire if presenter possesses that igniting spark. Unfortunately, many teachers do not realize this aspect. Effective communication is very important for effective teaching. Next is the disciplining students. Disciplining student is a challenge in the classroom and can be a timely, emotionally taxing process. While you are guaranteed to have a delightful children in your class, it's not uncommon that you will encounter students who lack good manners and are disrespectful. Disrespectful students can kill your love of teaching. But you also have to be very careful in the way you go about dealing with disruptions and disciplining students. Ways to combat the lack of manners in your classroom is to implement it justified consequences, get to the root of the problem and try to solve the problem, get to the parents involved and create intervention plans. Next is methodologies. Often it is found that the teacher is unaware of the latest methodology, lack of technical knowledge, unavailability of teaching resources. Any question till now? Anyone? Yes, Harpreet.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Uh,
evening.
I would like to know that in case when kids are slow learners and they are not learning as per the pace, as the time is going on, so when we tell the parents, they do not like to accept the fact. They want the kids to score well during the exam time. They want that portion to be covered, but in that cases what I feel is like students who cannot read properly but they have to face the exam. So in such situations, how we can help the parents to understand that your child is not ready for taking exam.
See, you are giving in the class some activities, so you can show them and you can ask them that, see, this is the scenario. Worksheets, whatever worksheets you are giving in the classroom, right? So those, they don't need the support, they are completing in time with that 30 minutes time or 45 minutes time. But when that particular child could not complete it several times, date wise you give your worksheets to your child, right? So you keep that record. When at the end of the month we have a parents teachers meeting, you can show them that this is the scenario. So we are trying from ourselves also, we just need an extended helping hand from your side, just to help the child to score better. In this way you can talk with the parents.
So, ma'am, when we are talking to them, we are telling them, what do they say? Like, for an example, if we are building, because I'm in a private tuitions, not in a school. So when I'm taking private tuitions and I'm building the base for the reading, so parents would send school book and they would expect us to make them learn and do. When I say your child cannot read these words, how the child would appear for exam? So let us give us some time to build their base. It would take some months because child is forgetting very frequently.
Hmm.
So, ma'am, what is the good point to assess their IQ levels? Like, for an example, as a teacher, how we can, check, like, how much time they will take, for example, to make parents prepare, mentally prepare, to understand that.
See, the assessment, you are also working for the child, for the
Yes,
reading purpose. Same thing, you assess the same thing for the parents also. And ask the parents that check the child whether the child can read it properly or not within this time period.
right.
So you can check it in this way.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, they know, but still they don't
They
accept.
don't agree. They don't agree, dear. I know. Because I have also faced this type of problem. So the parents, they don't try to accept the fact that their child are slow learners.
Yes,
So that is the thing. It is, and one thing, it is the thing that you need to talk with them separately, not in front of everyone.
right. So,
Because see, when you are having a one-to-one PTM, that is a parents teachers meeting, so
yes.
don't allow other teachers to be in front of the parents also. It should be between you and the parent.
Right. So, ma'am, in case if we do not want to use the word slow learners, so
Slow, slow
what is
milestone.
slow milestone? All right. Yeah, that's a good vocabulary we can use.
Yes, slow milestone.
Ma'am, is there any checklist which is easy for us to make with
As such, not now. They are very too small.
too small? Like they are grade one, grade two, grade three kids. So,
It's okay. Till five, it's okay. Till
till
class five, it's okay.
fine. All right.
Okay. Next is the 5C for the teachers, which can help a teacher to overcome all these problems. What is this? The first thing is the care, compassionate, cooperative, and challenging. What is the scare? See, once we become a teacher, you have to care not just about the education, but about your students' education too. They care about their students. They want them to succeed and are committed to helping them achieve their goals. Moreover, teachers care about their students' happiness, well being, and life beyond the classroom. Next is your compassionate. The teacher is focused on strong social connections with awareness with the needs of the students. He or she treats the students with kindness, understanding, fairness, and is concerned with an improved learning environment. He or she knows concern for the well being of all students and believes that compassion is contagious. Next is cooperative. A teacher who displays cooperative quality works effectively with the administrators, students, parents, and other teachers. He or she is ready to work with the others and thinks for the students as a team, not a classroom of an individual learners. The teacher here fosters working with others with a common purpose and benefits. Next is creative. The creative teacher needs to be able to take a concept and shape a lesson that is unique, engaging, and dynamic. The teacher want to be able to create lessons that grabs the students' attention and make them want to keep coming back for information. He or she generates new forms of teaching and learnings and keeps it exciting and engaging. Then is your challenging. This quality is sometimes overlooked because the teacher is really put extra effort to the teaching of his or her. This teacher challenges his or her students to do more than what's expected of them and also demands of them or herself to deliver more than what is expected. The challenging approach is intended to convince students to perform actions they would otherwise do and achieve new levels of success. Any doubts? Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So we can wind up now.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Bye.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the previous class, you told us to that you would share the links of videos.
Yes. We will have that class once again. That's why I didn't share.
Okay, ma'am. Fine.
Okay, so that's why I didn't share. I'll have that session once again.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.